He has attended the sacred and ancient white deerskin dance of his people and is well acquainted with the cultures and languages of other tribes. He has been with his mother and when she has gathered herbs for healing and watched his tribal aunts and grandmothers gather and prepare traditional foods such as acorn, smoked salmon, eel, and deer meat. He has played with abalone shells, pine nuts, Irish grass string, and leather while watching the women make beaded jewelry and traditional native regalia. He has had many opportunities to watch his fathers, uncles, and ceremonial leaders use different kinds of colorful feathers and sing different kinds of songs while preparing for the sacred dances and rituals. As he grew older, Windwolf began to crawl out of the baby basket, develop his motor skills, and explore the world around him. When frightened or sleepy, he could always return to the basket, as a turtle withdraws into its shell. Such an inward journey allows one to reflect in privacy what he has learned and to carry the new knowledge deeply into the unconscious and soul. Shapes, sizes, colors, texture, sound, feeling, smell, taste, and the learning process are therefore functionally integrated. The physical and spiritual, matter and energy, conscious and unconscious, individual and social. This kind of learning goes beyond the basics of distinguishing the difference between rough and smooth, square and round, hard and soft, black and white, similarities and extremes. Please take a moment to answer question number 3. Which of the following is most likely the purpose for the father telling the teacher about Windwolf's upbringing? For example, Windwolf was with his mother in South Dakota while she danced for 7 days straight into the hot sun, fasting and purifying herself in the sacred sundance ceremony of a distant tribe. He has been doctored in a number of different healing ceremonies by medicine men and women from diverse places ranging from Alaska and Arizona to New York and California. He has been in more than 20 different sacred sweat lodge rituals used by native tribes to purify mind, body, and soul since he was 3 years old, and he has already been exposed to many different religions of his racial brothers: Protestant, Catholic, Asian Buddhist, and Tibetan Lamist. It takes a long time to absorb and reflect on these kinds of experiences, so maybe that is why you think my Indian child is a slow learner. His aunts and grandmothers taught him to count and know his numbers while they sorted out the complex materials used to make abstract designs in the native baskets. He listened to his mother count each and every bead and sort numerically according to color while she painstakingly made complex beaded belts and necklaces. He learned his basic numbers by helping his father count and sort the rocks to be used in the sweat lodge. 7 rocks for a medicine sweat, say, or 13 for the summer solace ceremony. The rocks are later heated and doused with water to create a purifying steam. And he was taught to learn mathematics by counting the sticks we use in our traditional native hand game. So I realize he may be slow in grasping the methods and tools that you are now using in your classroom, quite familiar to his white peers, but I hope you will be patient with him. It takes time to adjust to new cultural system and to learn new things. He is not culturally disadvantaged, but he is culturally different. If you ask him how many months there are in a year, he will probably tell you 13. He will respond this way not because he doesn't know how to count properly, but because he has been taught by our traditional people that there are 13 full moons in a year, according to the native tribal calendar, and there are really 13 planets in our solar system, and there are 13 tail feathers on a perfectly balanced eagle, the most powerful kind of bird to use in ceremony and healing. But he also knows that some eagles may only have 12 tail feathers, or 7, that they do not all have the same number. He knows that the flicker has exactly 10 tail feathers, that they are red and black, representing the directions of east and west, life and death, and that this bird is considered a fire bird, a power used in native doctoring and healing. He can probably count more than 40 different kinds of birds, tell you and his peers what kind of bird each is and where it lives, the seasons in which it appears, and how it is used in a sacred ceremony. He may have trouble writing his name on a piece of paper, but he knows how to say it and many other things in several